The Buffalo Bills have just made a surprising depth move that has just come out here on Sunday afternoon on August 24th. And it's frankly a bold move because it's a familiar face and a guy that we know in Jordan Phillips, a guy who's coming back to Orchard Park, and it's got the fan base fired up. People are all, all over Twitter saying they love it, they hate it. Why are we doing this retread? But it also adds a little bit of a roster shuffle, and this is ultimately about energy. It's about leadership and a Super Bowl chase, which is obviously what Brandon Beane is all about, as we've been talking about on this channel for the last couple weeks. But what's good, Mafia? This is Crack the Table. I'm Colin, where we're all Bills, no breaks. And tonight we are going to do a little quick recap and breakdown of what news just dropped from Tom Pelissero and what is going to be really coming to our roster in the next couple of days here. But hey, smash the subscribe, drop a like, and let's get right into it. We do really appreciate any support for the channel here. We're just getting started, just getting rolling, and we love Bill's content, and we're just trying to drop it every single day. So add some love, add some support. It's really good for the algorithm. But we'll get right into it here. And so again, this guy, Jordan Phillips, is no stranger to Buffalo. He's actually been on our team almost a handful of times in a bunch of different situations, but he brings passion, physicality, energy, and he's an older guy. He's in his 30s now. And over the past few seasons, here and there and everywhere, he's delivered some highlights, some sacks, some crowd hype, some leadership in the trenches. But last year, frankly, his production dipped. But you know what? As the Bills Mafia, we're just running into this season, taking every ounce of hype we can possibly get, because this is, of course, our year. This is the year we go all the way. And again, when this news broke from Tom Pelissero, even just like an hour and a half ago, people are just calling this guy Mafia through and through. They are just saying this dude has got the grit, he's got the power, he's got the strength. That we call ourselves, that we identify with ourselves as the Buffalo Bills. And again, we're just betting on upside when we make a signing like this. The question, though, I think that we have to ask ourselves from a realistic perspective, is this a bold reunion that's just like, hey, good feels, good vibes, or is this a game-changing return? But again, so why now? Again, I think depth. As we go into week one against the Ravens, I'm thinking and I'm looking at Derrick Henry and our need to stop the run, but with suspensions hitting early on the defensive line, and our run defense may be a little shaky because we have some younger guys up there outside of our normal Daquan Jones and Ed Oliver. The Bills are finding someone in Jordan Phillips that I think can can spell a little bit of snaps here, but also can plug the middle of the line, and a guy who can be a plug and play. He knows the system. He's a vet. He can steady the group, and honestly, he can free up, again, a guy like Daquan Jones, a guy like Ed Oliver, to make splash plays early on in the season and give them some rest when they need it. But here's the debate, right? The production, maybe recently as this guy's been getting older, hasn't always matched maybe his energy and his zeal. But some fans ultimately wonder, why don't we just give some of our younger guys some reps earlier on in the year? But I think this ultimately, again, shows that Brandon Beane and Sean McDermott are not playing around early on in the season. They want to get the wins. They want to secure the first round bye for the first home field advantage throughout the playoffs. That's a high priority for them. They're not messing around with any of this. So Bills Mafia, that's where you come in again, right? Like, what do you think though? Is this a good signing for our team long term, or is this ultimately just our team saying, hey, we don't really trust the Deion Walker experience. We don't really trust, the dancing bear. We don't really trust TJ Sanders, or we're waiting for, some of our guys to get off suspension and get healthy. Because yeah, again, when it comes down to a bold move like this, it's got to show up, I think, week one against the Ravens. But the bigger picture here, I think, is it's not about stats. This ultimately may be more not necessarily about just depth, but also about culture, setting the standard continually with the type of men, the type of players that we want in this locker room. Again, the Bills are doubling down on even identity, toughness, even passion, and again, a familiar face and even familiar fire in this locker room. Again, we're going up week one against Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson probably going to outrun Jordan Phillips night and day. But we'll see how he matches up in the middle of the field, running in those gaps right up in the front. against a guy like this, right? This guy should fuel the locker room. He should fuel the crowd. He's got some swagger to him. But again, the risk I think ultimately that we see here is we're missing potential reps for young guys. But further, we're also, if we do proceed with the signing, which is everything, basically all these posts are leading to that, the implication is that it's going to lead to someone else being cut. We've already cut about 10 guys today. The roster's down to about 84. That's all I know. That's all we've seen. But ultimately, it's going to lead to some other cuts. It's going to lead to at least one other cut, and who, as a result, is going to be getting cut from that. Again, the Bills are bringing back in Jordan Phillips a familiar face, somebody with some power, somebody with some, again, familiarity with the system. He's going to get the fans rowdy. He's probably not wearing that number 97 anymore. He's probably going to be wearing 52 apparently along the way, but he's got upside, absolutely. But he's got risk associated with him as well. His play could limit our ceiling, but it could also raise our floor. But that being said, hey, my name's Colin, and I'm just a Bills fan who's ultimately wanted to bring you fresh content every single day. This is Crack the Table. We're all Bills, no breaks, and ultimately, if you haven't subscribed to this, there's just a lot of people that watch these videos right now and haven't hit the like, haven't hit the subscribe, and I just want to bring you, profitable content every single day. I want to bring you value, I want to bring you joy and even perspective as we look at this Buffalo Bills 2025 playoff push. Again, we'll see you tomorrow. Tomorrow, we're going to be talking about Keon Coleman and specifically how his growth as a player is going to add, I think, a level and a dimension to our passing attack that we have not seen even in a handful of years. I think it's a really, really helpful video. It gives a lot of perspective. Make sure to like, subscribe, stick around. And again, I'll see you tomorrow and find us on that video. See ya. Bye.